What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we are diving into Season 10. As Season 10 has just started, it is a clean slate, everyone, so I wish you guys all the best of luck. But today we're going to try Noctowl. Noctowl got Shadow Ball when it comes to Season 10, and it is now part of the core Premier Flyers when it comes to Pokemon like Altaria and Skarmory and Golbat for the Great League. Noctowl now with Shadow Ball is meta. So we are going to be battling in the Great League Remix Cup. Let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, getting into the first battle here. Now, you guys can understand when a new season starts, you face anything and everything. So I had a big mix of random Pokemon like Armaldo right here. I know this thing has access to, I believe, Power Gem or Rock Blast, but that was a bit quick, so I'm going to let it go. It is going to be a Cross Poison. So some of my battles today that I used with this team were against kind of meta lines, and others were not, and I'm sure you guys experienced the exact same thing. Everyone is battling at this rank, so you're going to face pretty much anything. Anything goes here, but Noctowl, we did get a shield. We're going to go ahead and no-shield the next Cross Poison as well. I think I can get to one more Sky Attack before they get to another Cross Poison, which I do. This might get 2 shields from my opponent. If it does, I think I'm going to swap into Lapras, but let's see if it does get a shield. No, it does land. Beautiful. That's perfect for us. Let's see what they decide to bring in. They decide to bring in Honchkrow, so I'm going to go ahead and go straight into Lapras right here and try to get to a Surf if I can. Now, I wasn't successfully counting the Snarls, so I thought, I'm going to go ahead and shield, and it's actually just going to be a Dark Pulse, which honestly is perfectly fine. I can overcharge just a bit and go for a Surf right here to try to force that final shield from my opponent, but my opponent is bringing really spicy stuff, so I think we're going to be okay. The last Pokemon is going to be a Greninja right there. So double dark in the back, which is really cool. Greninja is a great Pokemon. I've used it before in the Remix Cup. If you guys remember from last season, there's an incredibly strong team. If you guys want to look that up, that is very good for the Remix Cup with a Greninja in the back. But we're just going to go ahead and go for Skull Bash right here. We do get the final shield, and that is basically going to be a good game. We'll bring in the Quagsire to do a Stone Edge and close this thing out. So we're going to go ahead and no-shield the Night Slash, swap into the Quagsire right here, and now go for Stone Edge. So good game to my opponent right there. They're bringing some really spicy stuff, as you guys can see, and my Pokemon are definitely more meta. I think Quagsire is a bit more spicy compared to Whiscash if you are running a Mud Boy. But Quagsire as well is an absolute monster. Earthquake and Stone Edge are going to pump damage and get shields, but good game to my opponent. All right, moving to the next one. I think we have some more meta teams now. We got Noctowl versus Politoed. Yeah, Politoed on the lead. So I need to be careful about Blizzard, obviously, and this Politoed is actually running with Bubble, which is very interesting right here, and they are building up quite a bit of energy, so I'm going to go ahead and go for a Sky Attack. Now, I obviously do not want a Blizzard to land. Noctowl, I think, might be able to survive it. Actually, with the Bubble damage, I don't think it would. Now, I tried to swap right there into Lapras to catch the charge move, but I wasn't able to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and shield, and thankfully it was a Blizzard that I shielded right there. So we're going to go ahead, load up on some more energy. They're just going to throw Weather Balls now. Obviously that was way too quick to be a Blizzard. So I want to try to get to near 2, and I want to throw it, or actually I decided to swap actually. Okay, I forgot about that. I decided to swap, and we bring out a Ferrothorn right there. I was kind of concerned there might be something weak in the back, maybe a fighter that I needed to take care of. In this case, it's going to be a Ferrothorn, so we're looking okay. I know things don't look good as Lapras is getting absolutely destroyed right there with Bullet Seed and Power Whip, but honestly, we're just going to do some nice chip damage right here with Surf, and drawing this thing out is going to bode very well for Quagsire Sweep Endgame as long as they don't have Double Grass, which is definitely a concern right now, but this may just be the only grass Pokemon they do have. So obviously we need to bring in the Noctowl right here. I need to be concerned about a potential Thunder as well, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the Sky Attack right away, but we lost CMP tie, so I will have to give up my final shield, and it's actually going to be a Power Whip, so maybe they do have Thunder, and or maybe they only have a single charge move. I'm not sure, but we're just going to go ahead and go for Sky Attack right here, and we take it out. That is beautiful. So all we have left is Quagsire. I'm going to swap right away, and there's a Shadow Kanto Ninetales in the back, everyone. They threw the energy a bit quick. Is this Solar Beam? Please don't beam me. It's not a Solar Beam. They have Psyshock Weather Ball, which means we have an opportunity, but they swap into Politoed to try to throw a Weather Ball, and I farm down This is going to allow my Quagsire now to get off 2 Stone Edges, as it will be one-shotting. So we do get 1 shield. We should be able to get to another one in time. So here comes the second one. This is going to be getting the final shield from our opponent. And remember, we had a bit of extra loaded energy on Noctowl, so it will be a race at the end. But they're going to have to throw their charge move here quickly. Otherwise, I'm going to get to that Stone Edge. Now here it comes. It's probably going to be a Psyshock right here. And if it's not, I got to swap. It is a Psyshock, so it takes us out. And now I'm actually going to go for the Shadow Ball right here. Shadow Ball does do a bit more damage than Sky Attack, so hopefully this is going to be enough to take it out, and sure enough it is. So good battle, very well played to my opponent, but I was clenching when it came to a potential Solar Beam landing. Alright, moving to the next one. We got Noctowl versus Cofagrigus. This is a very good matchup for Noctowl. We resist all the moves. If it does have Psychic, it'll do neutral, but Noctowl having Shadow Ball is huge right now. Now, they do decide to swap into a Wigglytuff, so what I'm going to do is go ahead, overload a bit on energy, and throw a Sky Attack right here. Then I'm going to have to come in with Lapras, as Lapras is going to be bulky enough. I'm also going to get back up to Sky Attack. Lapras is going to be bulky enough in order to survive the charms and gain energy quick enough to apply a shield here with Surf to the Wigglytuff. If they want to try to flip the matchup, they're going to have to shield, and they do decide to shield, which is perfectly fine by me, so I will shield in kind, just to make sure I can farm down and keep the positive matchup. Now, unfortunately, it was an Ice Beam. I could have definitely let that go, but we are going to farm down. It would have been close if I let it go, actually, but that's okay. We will see Ivysaur come in, so this is actually pretty interesting. Ivysaur, Vine Whip, Power Whip, Sludge Bomb, very similar to Venusaur, and right here I have something interesting happen. I'm clicking on Surf, and it does a couple extra attacks, so that's okay. I'm just going to come in with Noctowl and throw the Sky Attack right away. I don't think they were prepared for me to come in that quickly, and I had loaded energy like you guys saw before. I preloaded, and then the Cofagrigus is going to come in. I will go ahead and shield this first one. Actually, no, I decided to let it go. It's going to be Shadow Ball, actually, so that's fine. And we can go for our own Shadow Ball, and that is going to be a good game. They do decide to surrender. I think I was just going to save the shield for Quagsire right there. All right, moving into the next one, we have Noctowl on the lead versus Greninja. All right, so we got a Greninja on the lead. So let's see how this goes. Now, this Greninja isn't fully powered up, and it definitely doesn't have Bubble as the fast move right there. So I'm not sure what fast move that is. To be honest, I don't know what Greninja has access to other than Bubble. And they decide to let it go. So I'm just going to go ahead and no shield right here and farm down, as Noctowl can survive the Surf or Night Slash or Aerial Ace right there. So we will be able to farm down. Now let's see what is going to be in the back. It is going to be a Hypno right here. So this is great. I can put a lot of shield pressure with the Shadow Ball, as it will be doing super effective damage. And then we're going to go straight into the Lapras, as I do not want them to farm me down with Confusion. Lapras as well, if they do have Thunder Punch, obviously it's going to be unfortunate. I will probably lose this mid-game matchup, but that's okay because I can apply a lot more pressure with Surf and Ice Shard right here. But they actually use Psychic, which is very interesting, having a Confusion and Psychic Hypno. Typically, you want to be running with Punches and Shadow Ball, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and go for Surfs here. We do get the final shield, which means Quagsire is looking very good to sweep endgame, and we are able to get to another Surf in time. Now, what I'm going to look to do is obviously I'm going to be going down here to Confusions. I'm going to look to come in with the Quagsire and load up on energy. I want to try to see if I can fully farm down with Mudshot. I will have to give up shields, but that's okay because if I have enough energy, I should be able to boom anything that's in the back, really. And if it's something that Quagsire is very weak to, we still have Noctowl, right? So we're just going to go ahead and try to commit to the farm down. I will go ahead and give up a shield right here. And then let's see if I can make it in time. Actually, I think I decide I'm not going to make it in time. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw a Stone Edge right here, which is fine. We're pretty loaded on energy. I'm almost at a second Stone Edge. So whatever's in the back should take a lot of damage, at least neutral damage here from Quagsire. And it is going to be a Heatmor, actually. So we do have an Earthquake ready to go. And this is going to be doing super effective damage. And boom, the Heatmor in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, boom! One-shots the Heatmor, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. I do understand some of those Pokemon were not fully powered up and had single moves and and it's the start of Season 10, everyone. So we have Noctowl now on the lead versus Meganium. All right, a very positive lead for us. Obviously, we want to keep this thing away from whatever they have in the back, and let's see what they decide to do. They decide to now swap into Stunfisk, so I'm going to go ahead and come in with Quagsire right here. What's great about Quagsire is we do resist the electric type moves here from the Stunfisk, and they decided to throw the Discharge, so that is a mistake from the opponent. If they have Mud Bomb, which typically a Stunfisk here would have Mud Bomb and Discharge, you want to throw those against the Mud Boys so it'll do neutral damage. But we're going to go ahead and throw the Earthquake right here, and it lands. Boom, beautiful right there. So we're going to go ahead and no shield again. They have shown that maybe they're single moved, and I think they are right there. So they go ahead and throw the Discharge, and we farm down. So we're still looking pretty good. We will have a Meganium come in and farm us down, though, but we can get to a Stone Edge in time. This does quite a bit of neutral damage and might force a shield here from the Meganium. So we do get a shield, which is beautiful. They are going to farm us down, but that's okay. Noctowl is very bulky and can come into this matchup. We're almost at a Sky Attack right there, so I can't click it right away. These Frenzy Plants now coming through are going to be resisted because of our flying typing, and they don't do too much damage, and they're going to go ahead and throw both, which is perfectly fine by me. I can save my shields for Lapras against whatever they have in the back, and sure enough, they do have a Diggersby in the back, so this is looking pretty decent for us, as Ice Shards and Surf will both be doing super effective damage, and we have shield advantage as well. So we're going to go ahead and let that Fire Punch go through. We're just going to look to get up to 2 Surfs if I can, and I will definitely save a shield for Noctowl in order to close this game out. It can take out the Diggersby, and it can take out the Meganium. Now, they do land an Earthquake right there, which is good for them, but ultimately, if Meganium wants to win this game, it would have to have farmed down my Lapras, so letting the Earthquake hit me is perfectly fine, as I can get to 1 more Surf, and we did get a shield from our opponent right there. So Diggersby is probably going to be taking out my Lapras, like I said earlier, but that is fine because I have Noctowl and 2 shields right here. So what I'll easily do is go ahead and let this go. And then I'll come in with Noctowl, throw the Sky Attack right away, and then they actually do decide to swap into Meganium at the same time I swapped into Noctowl, which is fine, as Sky Attack does do super effective damage right there. We can farm down, and then I'm going to go ahead and test to see if a Shadow Ball can take out a Diggersby from this range. It should. It is resisted because of normal typing, but Diggersby is low enough. I just want to see if this Shadow Ball can do it, and it can do it from that range, so that's good to know. All right. Good game to my opponent. Moving into the next one, we have Noctowl on the lead versus Lapras. Okay, bad lead. Got to swap right away. We're going to go ahead and go into the mirror fight. Now, this is a Water Gun Lapras, actually, so it wasn't actually that bad of a matchup for Noctowl, as we have to watch out for the Ice Shard Lapras variant. But they also decided to throw the Charge move early, which means it is going to be a Surf, which we will let go, and we're going to build up to that Skull Bash. Skull Bash, I think, is pretty mandatory on a Lapras in the Great League, as you need it for the Azumarill fights, you need it for mirror fights, and, you know, situations just like this. Now, we do land it, which is beautiful. Our defense has rose now. So we're going to go ahead and still let these charge moves go through. There's no reason to be shielding Surf, especially since I just landed a Skull Bash. We're going to go ahead and go for a Surf for ourselves, and they do decide to swap into Escavalier now. So a bit late on their swap. Escavalier should have definitely come into my Lapras right away, as my switch clock is now back up, and I can come in to this fight against Escavalier with shield advantage and a Noctowl, which will be doing neutral here in the fight. So we're just going to go ahead and throw the Sky Attack right away. I want to put a lot of pressure on that shield, and they decide to no shield, which is fine by me. This might just be a Mega Horn right here, or Acid Spray. It might be a Drill Run. I'm just going to let it go. It is going to be a Drill Run, which doesn't do too much damage, and I can fully farm down now. So on my opponent's side, when they saw me swap into Lapras, they should have definitely come in with Escavalier right away into that matchup, because now we are looking very good. I have a Noctowl with a Sky Attack loaded for the Lapras as well, so this might be getting the shield for my opponent, which it does. So maybe they are weak to Noctowl in the back. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and I believe I decide to shield right here. As I'm reading, there might be something in the back that's weak. It might be a Grass-type Pokemon. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Sky Attack right here to take out the Lapras after building up a little bit of extra energy. And this is looking to be a good game, very well played to my opponent. So the Sky Attack does take out the Lapras, and the final Pokemon is going to be a Seismitoad, actually. So pretty spicy right here. Seismitoad being another Mud Boy. I'll have to give it a try early on in this season. I think I do have one somewhat near ready to go. But we're going to go ahead, let this charge move go through, and we'll come in with our own Mud Boy with Quagsire to close this game out. They do throw the Muddy Water right there to take us out, which is fine. Quagsire right here can come in, and things are looking pretty good. We just need to get to that Earthquake. Stone Edge, I think, would do enough resisted damage to take him out, but I just want to secure it with the Earthquake. So that is looking to be a good game, very well played to my opponent. Again, early days, everyone is kind of put into the same pool in terms of skill and Pokemon that they have access to. So I'm not necessarily facing off against players that I was facing off against the end of Season 9. But it's a great learning opportunity for whoever that battler was. Make sure to bring that Escavalier into my Lapras. Alright, so we got Sandslash on the lead. This thing does have Rock Tomb, and they decide to swap into Aselgor. I have never seen this thing in the Great League, and all I know is it's a bug type, so Noctowl is just going to destroy it. Now, Sandslash, Kanto Sandslash does have access to Rock Tomb, I believe, and Earthquake, so I was kind of concerned maybe on the lead they would try to land it. Bug Buzz does land for quite a bit of damage. We're going to go ahead and just farm down. Noctowl is looking very strong, and they have a Beedrill in the back as well, which means Noctowl is looking incredibly strong against this whole team. So day one, definitely make sure you guys bring a counter to Noctowl because it's just that strong. But good game to my opponent right there. Definitely super spicy team. I love that concept of the ground double bug, but Noctowl does very well against it, and I'm trying it on day one. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Noctowl, I'm going to do more battles with it as the season goes on because I believe it is very strong. It is a part of the new flyer list when it comes to Skarmory, Altaria, Golbat, and Noctowl. I think those four are very strong flyers, and Noctowl having Shadow Ball is going to be great on the Open Great League meta as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.